Welcome back. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has announced the formation of a committee to examine and recommend measures for the state's autonomy, alleging that the centre was steadily encroaching upon the rights of states. The committee will be led by retired Supreme Court Judge Kurian Joseph, who has been tasked with studying the centre-state relationship in depth to safeguard the autonomy of states. Stalin informed the Assembly that an interim report would be presented by January 2026. With a final report expected within 2 years. Other members of the panel include former IAS officer Ashok Vardhan Shetty and M. Naganathan, who earlier served as the Vice Chairman of the State Planning Commission. The committee has been given a deadline for January 2026 to present an interim report to the state government, while the complete report is expected by 2028. MK Stalin's latest move comes after 10 bills were notified by the state government without governor's consent, in line with Supreme Court's decision setting a deadline for all governors to act upon state bills. Stalin has been at loggerheads with the centre over NEET, National Education Policy, language and other matters as well. Well, so is this latest of Stalin promoting soft separatism as argued by the BJP, or is it a fair reform to promote state-centre cooperation on issues? Is the debate that we're going to delve into in the next half an hour. Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Savio Rodriguez, BJP leader, Dr. Syed Hafiz, DMK spokesperson, also with us on the program. Rajalakshmi Joshi, senior political analyst, joins us on the program as well. Mr. Naveen Chomal, lawyer of the Supreme Court, is also with us on the program. Savio, I'll begin with you. Well, in fact, the question lies in my opening monologue as well, whether this is an exercise which is perhaps likely to streamline and work towards the betterment of state and centre relationship, or do you think that this is an exercise which has been born purely out of differences in ideologies?
Well, I think the most important thing for us to understand is that there is an imminent need for state and centres to function in the interest not only of the state but in the interest of the whole country. Now, it is no hidden fact that the state of Tamil Nadu, the current dispensation in Tamil Nadu, has been in loggerheads with the BJP at the center, and for reasons best known to them, because they have seen they are the opposition and they see BJP's clout nationally and the growing clout in BJP as being something that could shake the foundations of the strength that DMK has for a very long time. But having said that, politics aside, what is most important is that once the political games are over, it is essential for both the state and the center to work together in order to uplift the people of that particular state. The socio-economic welfare of a state is dependent on both the state apparatus as well as the central based apparatus. And that is what I find a little hard to accept on what Stalin has been doing over a period of time. Yes, as far as the governor is concerned, the Supreme Court has passed its order, and rightfully so, and we respect that. And therefore, there are certain corrective measures that the state has to also take as far as its relationship with different states that are non-BJP will happen. But why is Stalin getting into a confrontational attitude with the center? Whether it is the WAF amendment bill, whether it is the amendment, whether it was the NET, whether it's these various things. You know, Stalin's son also has been very vocal about eradicating Sanatan Dharma. Why go down that route? Politics is one side of the political spectrum where political parties will say things and do things in order to garner vote share and vote base in their respective domains. But at the end of the day, after you get into a position of power, it is about governance, and governance to ensure that the people of a particular state who are connected to the country also benefit out of it. So I think Stalin's intent may not necessarily be separatism, but it is certainly confrontational with the center. And I think it's important for Stalin to understand that the central objective is very clear, that the people of Tamil Nadu are also the people of India, and therefore they have a right to benefit from all the decisions taken by the center, and that needs to percolate at a state level as well. Stalin's confrontational attitude is going to create a little bit of divisiveness and lack of cohesiveness between the center and the state. And I think that's something that needs to be addressed both from the center as well as from the state. Stalin needs to come a little down and understand that the people are more important rather than the politics that he wants to play in order to seem like somebody who's very powerful in the alliance. And I think that's the entire game. If you look at Stalin's son's targeting of Sanatan Dharma, that's a clear indication to show that we do not, we do not want to fall into the brackets of the Hindu-based politics that they, sort of put towards the BJP. But Sanatan Dharma does not belong to the BJP alone. Sanatan Dharma is a way of life, and nobody depicts it so beautifully as the people of Tamil Nadu. So why would you want to eradicate Sanatan Dharma? The people of Tamil Nadu are far more religious, spiritual in their practices, in the rituals that they follow, in the respectability that they have for the family culture that they have. So why would you want to do that in your political games with the BJP? And that rivalry is going to continue because they are on the opposite side. Why would you want to target Sanatan Dharma? So I think the Stalin government and the Stalin led political party DMK is deliberately getting into a confrontational mood with the BJP and thereby getting into a confrontational act as far as the central based politics are concerned.
All right, fair enough. Let me, in fact, also rope in Mr. Syed Hafiz, DMK spokesperson, into the conversation. Dr. Hafiz, where do you stand on this? Obviously, Savia is of the opinion that the cohesiveness that exists between the state and the center is going to be widely and greatly disrupted with this, non-friendly attitude that is being displayed by the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister.
No, first of all, I disagree that this is not a friendly attitude. This is a attitude of the leader who is demanding the legitimate rights of the state government as enshrined in the constitution. This move comes on the next day of Ambedkar Jayanti, who was the founder of this constitution, who built this constitution. Over a period of time, this state autonomy or the provincial autonomy which you're talking about today is not been achieved over a day. It has been on debate for various years, even before the independence and after the independence, when the constitution was built for an independent country. The state rights and the central rights are very clearly demarcated in the interest of the welfare of the people. So what has happened is, in principle, when the constitution was founded, for governance, the founders of this country believed that the last mile connectivity to democracy can be achieved only by the state government, and hence state government has more powers when it comes to governing the people, except for matter concerning the finance of the country, the external affairs, and the security of the country at large. Whereas soon after that, in terms of national security, in terms of national integrity, the diversified rights of the state have been slowly captured by the union government. Now, we had a similar exercise in 1970s of the Justice Rajamanna Commission. The need for that has increased more. When we had 10 problems during the 70s about the state rights and the federalism, we have 100 problems now, from GST to devolution to lot of things. The state is denied of having a due share of tax after GST has come. It is becoming impossible for the states to catch up to their economy, not able to tax with themselves. They have to be dependent on the GST devolution for a lot of things. Now you see they're taking cess. Nearly 20% of the union government receipts are through cess, where the cess has no devolutionary compulsion at all. There is no absolute devolution for the states from the cess amount. That is nearly 20% of the receipt. That comes around 6 lakhs, 7 lakh crore. The union government can unilaterally decide how it can do away with the funds of such a huge magnitude. There are problems when it comes to disasters. There are problems when it comes to educational funds. So what happens is that the union government is centralizing everything towards it, and the matters relating to the concurrent list are not being concurrent list, but being considered as union list. That is how they're behaving in a very important matter like NEET, very important matter like the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So these efforts, as very clearly my Chief Minister said that it is a unity in diversity. Unless and until we do not celebrate diversity, there is very difficult problem for the unity in this country. It is in the interest of the country, interest of the development of the country, that such moves have to be taken. Today, there is an advertisement where the Andhra Pradesh is claiming to be the number two state when it comes to economic growth. We welcome it. There is a healthy competition between the southern states. And what are you doing to the southern states? You are taking absolute control of the power. The economic growth of Tamil Nadu, the
You've
economic
made some
growth
strong
of
points. Let me get a reaction from what you have said from Rajalakshmi Joshi as well. Rajalakshmi, do you think that there is unnecessary tension being provoked and promoted by the centre? And are they being denied their rightful share of opportunities as well as facilities that are being accorded to other states, which perhaps, obviously are run by the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Hello, Vineet, and good to be on your show. And yes, this is a very interesting discussion. And the very fact is that when you talk about autonomy, then that itself actually kind of gives away the kind of intent. So it is about moving away from the center, perhaps, or saying that you have a different identity from all the other states. Now, there is, I think, a very concerted effort from the on the part of the central government to make sure that there is no north south divide, or that there is a kind of a cohesiveness between the northern states and the southern states, like
Who do you think?
especially
Who do you think?
when it
Who do
comes
you
to
think? Who do you think promotes this north and south divide?
See, let me tell you now. You yourself can decide when I tell you a couple of facts. Now, the PM has been talking about Kashi Tamil Sangamam. So he is talking about bringing them together. And on the other hand, when a chief minister of a state talks about autonomy, you tell me who is talking about this divide. When the DMK leaders, they talk about how Biharis and people who speak Hindi are only selling pani puris, and they are fit for only that, and for picking up sewage and things like that. So they are the ones who are talking about this divide. They are the ones who are talking about how there is this difference in the kind of contribution of the different states. Now, when they talk about all of this, they are forgetting that at one time in 1953 there was something called as a fried equalization policy, because of which now all the states which did not have access to a lot of raw materials and minerals like coal, etc., they were given the opportunity to get all these raw materials from these very states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, and they were they were kind of equalized, and they were given an equal opportunity at that time at the cost of those states like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Now, these states today are claiming that they are more developed than those states. Yes, the states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, they had more of these raw materials, and the states like Tamil Nadu, they had better access to ports, and they had better access to infrastructure, because of which they were able to develop more. Now, today it is very unfair that now today suddenly they are saying that we are different and that we have our own identity. Yes, it is good to have our identity, but not at the cost of saying that we are not the same as those other states. Why is this talk about how Tamil identity always keeps coming up, and at the cost of other states, even southern states as well? So the Tamil people have this aversion to learning other languages. Even when they go to states like Karnataka, they don't want to learn the local language. They will talk only in Tamil or in English. So they talk about how English is a unifying factor. So they are against any other language other than their own language. So that, I think, is obviously these political parties like the DMK, which have actually come up only on the basis of dividing. They have come up only on the basis of saying that we are different from the rest of the states, that our language is different from the rest of the languages, and it is on that basis only. And today also they are using this as a political tool. So they're talking about delimitation even before there is even a census happening. They're talking about this three language policy where actually you have an opportunity there. Instead of looking at it as an opportunity to learn an additional language, they're talking about it as thrusting one language on the rest of the states. So it is I think that this is a very lopsided argument where they're saying that they're talking about a better situation, where on the other hand they're talking, this is more like a separatist attitude where they're talking about autonomy. Autonomy, Vineet, is always about breaking away from the rest of the rules, where they're saying that we have our own conditions, we have our own terms and conditions on the basis of which we are going to govern our own people. So that I think definitely is not a unifying factor. I wish that they had definitely come up with certain ways in
Chomal into
which
this
they.
argument. Let me also bring in Mr. Chomal into this argument and see what he has to say. Mr. Chomal, is it right for a state to flag concerns when there is an anomaly in terms of treatment?
Absolutely not. It is not right on the part of the state. Vinitji, let me, as a practitioner of law, assist you and our esteemed viewers also. See, the Constitution of India has very thoughtfully designed the relationship between center and the state. So while being a very vast country and a diverse culture, the structure of our constitution, our nation, of the machinery of functioning has been made federal. But at the very same time, if you see the constitution, it is one of the salient features of our constitution that it has got a very strong unitary power. The unitary power is such that the center has been given vast powers envisaged by the framers of the constitution to tackle all the situations, including the separatist movements, which they knew that many states may undertake in the course of time. So this is a time when our nation has got a very powerful government at the center, which is taking all right steps for the nation building. We have often been seeing the party DMK in particular, let me come to it. They have always been having a separatist agenda. They are trying to separate people from people. For example, they have been making very undesirable and caustic remarks against Sanatan Dharma, as Savioji very rightly pointed out. And then they have always been having an agenda of separation. In fact, today the situation is that the nation is unifying. The Tamil Nadu, which they wanted to separate from the nation. In fact, Rajalakshmi ji very rightly said that our Prime Minister has started the Kashi Tamil Samagam, and that the Senegal, that was Senghor, that is put in our parliament, has come from Tamil Nadu only. So ultimately, we have been seeing that center is taking all steps for unifying the nation. And the GST, what my learned friend Mr. Hafiz was saying, that GST is one of the way of depriving the states of the funds. In fact, GST has been generating more revenues, and openly more revenues going to the states. Yes, of course, that corruption is stopped. That is where it must be pinching various local parties. But ultimately, the state is being benefited. So, in this situation, now this particular decision of Stalin to form a committee to what you say, envisage or to contemplate some sort of autonomy comes in the background of the wrong order passed by Supreme Court, Justice Pardiwala, in the matter limiting the power of the governor. So this is where, in fact, I would like to say that whatever the constitution's judgments are to be given, they are to be given by the constitution bench, which comprises of 5 Supreme Court judges. So even the strength of this particular bench was not very, what you say, competent to pass such an order.
Let me open Savio back into this conversation. Savio, obviously, Dr. Hafiz has a different point of view here, but the fact of the matter is that this north-south divide is something that we have gotten into in the past as well. It should not be precipitated at all. It should be discouraged and shot down at all costs.
So you see, Vineet, Hafiz was talking about, the center-based politics, the BJP-based politics. Now, what is the role of the center? The role of the center is to ensure that the entire country grows. Look at the infrastructure development in Tamil Nadu. Are you telling me that the center is not responsible for the growing infrastructure development in Tamil Nadu? Look at the efforts that the center is putting to go about strengthening relationship and strengthening this country not only in within the states but internationally as well. Why are we looking at creating a divisive agenda with the people of Tamil Nadu? The people of Tamil Nadu are good people, learned people, people who are contributed so much to the Indian society. They continue to contribute, whether it's films, whether it's through knowledge. The cohesiveness that exists has to be beyond politics. So today what I believe is happening within the Tamil Nadu is DMK being a part of the India alliance and being in governance in Tamil Nadu sees this as a political tool in order to create divisive politics. The center is not interested in divisive politics. Center is interested in ensuring that at the end of the day, the last person, the last citizen, whether he's a Tamil or whether he's from Andhra or whether he's from Goa, gets the benefit of what the center wants. So today, let's look at NEET. Everyone, Tamil Nadu was against NEET. They would want to do away with it. What was the purpose of NEET? Was it not to ensure equality and fairness in people who were giving these exams so that the amount of corruption that was happening in medical colleges wasn't that curtailed? So I'm a little surprised, and most of all, I believe that DMK's politics is based on an anti-Hindu, anti-Sanatan Dharma politics, and that is the reason that things that the BJP does, because they see BJP as a pro-Hindu majority party, is going to be shot down and going to be confrontational. And that is not going to be good for the people of Tamil Nadu in the long run. And therefore now, you have many people in Tamil Nadu, while Tamil Nadu has this force, people are upset with what is going on in Tamil Nadu. Coincidentally, I'm going to Chennai today, and I can tell you, once I meet people, I will know primarily what is wrong with the people in Tamil Nadu in certain pockets. So DMK has to open its eyes. They are in government. The only thing that matters in governance is the people and whether they are getting the best of the state and the center. If they are able to have the knowledge and the wisdom and the humility to understand this, then Tamil Nadu at the state and the center will work wonderfully. Right now that doesn't exist.
All right, Dr. Hafiz, would you like to respond?
I absolutely deny with all the three fellow panelists who I don't understand where they are from, and they're talking about Tamil Nadu underdeveloped. We are the second most GST paying state in this country. Without development, without the politics of the DMK or the ADMK, this wouldn't have been achieved. That's the first thing. And the problem with the DMK, just because we are governing, it is not that we'll compromise every right of the state by the center comes up with a scheme and say, if you don't accept third language, then we'll stop your funds. The problem is, who gives you the authority to stop the funds that is reserved for the state? You collect every tax from me, but you sit and dictate saying, hey, listen, you don't take this third language policy, I'm not giving you the 2,500 crores of educational funds. All these questions that have been put on the DMK, who's stopping the funds from reaching to the last mile? Is it the BJP which is imposing against the interests of the people of the state? We are in power because we know what people want. The people know what DMK can deliver. Because we can deliver, that is why they have trusted us. People can sit in the studios and talk. That is why BJP is not winning. It is not the DMK alone, sir. Even the allies of the BJP are against the NEET. What are you talking about? The PMK is against the NEET. ADMK, which is the newly formed alliance, is against the NEET. So do you say ADMK is also favoring corruption? All these are the things of Tamil Nadu that you should sit in Tamil Nadu and understand. So you don't understand the demography and the political leaning of the state by saying it is BJP or Sanatan. It has nothing to do except for the BJP.
Why was the need? Why was the need, Hafiz?
Yes.
Why was the need, Hafiz, for MK Stalin to eradicate Sanatan Dharma?
That we have debated 100 times, sir. We have debated 100 times. This is not. We have debated 100 times. We are talking about a specific issue. No. This is an issue. As a party, my deputy CM has filed. Responding in the.
All right, we have run out of time. Appreciate everybody who joined us, but obviously this is a concern that will be taken up time and again. We are taking a short break. We'll be back.